I'm Dr. Terrence Kommal of Sutra Magazine in South Africa. I'd like to just explore the topic of social media tools and where they actually fit in. To me, they're literally that. Just tools. But very, very powerful tools. And they function to provide us one key factor that we can really not get anywhere else, with the time and resources it takes to use those tools as compared to anything else. It's relevance. Now you may be thinking, what do you mean relevance? To me, it's about being able to find one of two things in your consumer, friends, family, and engaging fans' minds. Is what is relevant to them. Not it's you as a company, not what you believe in as a corporate, but how you can provide a relevance to their lives. It is always and should always be about the consumer. I know we're going to get two streams of thought. We're going to say, well, we identified a need. We believe our solution works for the need. Great stuff. Does it work? That's an answer you're going to have to find using those tools if need be. Also, you'll get the other stream of thought saying, but we're like the Steve Jobs of the market. We created a need. Okay, great. Do you know what those needs are? Have you followed those social trends to see what people need in terms of convenience, lifestyle, and capacity? I believe using these social tools gives you that relevance, but it also gives you something with that relevance that you couldn't get elsewhere, and it's immediacy, the real-time engagement that happens now, not tomorrow, not the day after, because it's probably too late by that stage, but responding now and being effective. I think using those tools, one could reach an entire city. This being the capital city of Pretoria in South Africa. You could reach an entire city far quicker than most media streams could, and find engagement and relevance in what you're doing. Now, talking to people is great, but it's usually a monologue. It's a push mentality. Social tools like Facebook, like Twitter, like YouTube, and now even Pinterest provide the capacity to engage in real time. But people on those tools don't want your brand, as in a brand as a corporate, but they want your brand with people. They want your brand to find meaning in their lives and value so that it improves their lives. One has to then look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs if one needs to understand these broader models, ranging from your most basic needs to the largest needs of self-actualization. One needs to understand this dynamic when using these tools, but also understand it's about having fun. People's lives are already too complicated. They're already too busy. They're already too complex for you to complicate it even more with a over-the-top corporate belief strategy. I met with a brand very recently going with a pledge-related campaign. We won't mention the corporate. And they said, we're going to schools. We're going to universities. We want to get them to commit to our campaign. And I looked at the material and I was shocked. The material was written in a corporate square font with dark, grey, dull images of a child looking like he's crying. And then asking a child, a 10-year-old, a 12-year-old, and an 18-year-old, pledge to this, it's good for you. I was appalled. But the brand manager believed she was doing amazing work. How did she arrive at that? She was led to believe that by the creative agency. Some corporate believe they know how to engage kids, but they weren't talking to the kids. Dark blues, blacks, and greys don't work for kids. Kids love color, they love engagement, they love something that's going to work. And then this corporate decided they're going to use social tools to promote that, and I said, listen, find your relevance first. You cannot ask a 10-year-old, or even in this day and age, an 18-year-old, to pledge to something when it looks cold, dry, and boring. Even in spite of your multi-billion-dollar creative agencies telling you it may work. Facebook wasn't built by a creative agency. Twitter was not built by a creative agency. YouTube and President Obama's campaigns on all of these platforms were not by a creative agency. They were done by individuals who understood one simple thing. Find relevance, find meaning, provide that meaning. Whether there is a need or you're creating a need, you can provide for both, as long as you're being relevant in real time.